In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to play Awakening Wizard. Keep in mind that Awakening Wizard is super easy class. For example, press Shift+RMB and see what happens. Just like that on that screen, you used 4 abilities. And the best part is that Water Sphere has a knockdown. And so for example, let's say we got a grab, for example, in PvP, which is Q. And then after that, Shift+RMB. And then just like that, you just use 4 combos on the enemy, and it's just that powerful, and it's just that easy for combo wise. He also has 2 teleports, which is in main. And if you guys come over here on the secondary skill, it's called teleport and then ultimate teleport. So in order to use it is shift spacebar in order to use it once. But if you want to use the second one as well, just keep holding spacebar and see what happens. And it will look something like this. And then boom, just like that, it teleports twice. Other movement skill that we can talk about is flow magical evasion, which is right here, shift and then movements. And so something like this. Right? And then it's also spammable. Just keep in mind the first one only has a super armor, and then you have to wait 4 seconds in order to use it again. And so just don't spam that on PvP. Maybe just use it once, right? And then teleport, right? If you guys don't like pressing WW, there's another action hotkey that you guys can change on your settings. So go to settings, interface, and then after that action hotkeys, and then scroll all the way down until you guys see WW. So for example, I'm gonna put this on my mouse function 1, and then confirm. And then if I press my mouse button now, this is what happens, right? And so that's another good strategy that you guys can use for that situation as well, for WW evasion. We have another movement skill which is called elementization, and then it's down spacebar, and then we basically teleport backwards. Boom. So let's have a scenario that, oh, I want to go this way, right? So all we have to do is, for example, turn around, right? And then use elementization, right? Which we go backwards. And then turn around again and then use your teleports, right? And so technically we have 3 teleports if you guys do it so. Or it can be either way. Let's do teleport first and then go backwards and then use that as well, vice versa. You can also add this to your movement skill if you want, which is Barrage of Water, which is W+RMB. And it does have a little dash with super armor, and so yeah, it's also good for engagement wise as well to attack the enemy. You can also add Hellfire for your movement skill, which is WF. Just like this. And then if they actually land on the enemy, you actually also give a damage, for example like this. Boom. So this is a good way to engage to the enemy, right? Which is elementization, and then 2 forward, and then doing WF, and then give them a stun if it actually lands on the enemy. And then once you guys have awakening, there's a nice cool skill that you guys can use, which is pressing F, right? And if you guys just press F, you guys can either pull out the water lady, or if you press F again, you can pull out the fire guy, and he can basically be a super bodyguard. Back in the day, it used to matter to pull out the water lady or the fire guy in order to give yourself a buff, for like this one is Catalysm. It gives you more damage basically. And then Bullet of Destruction, right? And then it gives you 50 burn damage. And then if you guys summon the water lady, then you guys can use Aqua Gel, and then increases area and gain DP of +20, and then debuff of movement speed and Chilling Wave and for more damage. And so let's have a fire guy out and then use Aqua Gel and see what happens, and if we can actually still get the buff, which is DP 20, and then debuff them of movement speed. And then boom, just like that, they got debuff right there, and then look, we got +20 all DP. And so yeah, it is confirmed that it basically works either way you pull out the fire guy or the water lady. So it doesn't really matter which one you guys summon at this point. And so yeah, that's the buff basically for Wizard right now for Awakening. If you like Pokemon, try something like this with Commune, Calling, and Attack. So if you guys put this on a hotkey, for example, and then let's say that we put attack on number 4, hover the enemy and you see like a red target, press number 4. And then they basically go close to them and now start attacking like Pokemon. And then after that, if you guys done attacking those people, you can Commune and Calling and then tell them to fall back. And then they'll just come back to you. If you have your pets out and then if you guys press RMB on the enemy, you guys can attack in ranged. And they also attacks for you, and then they also can give them stiffness. And so let's say that they actually got stiffness, and then you saw that they got stiffness. All you have to do is go close, right? and then do your combos just like that, for example. Retardando is a really nice skill because once you guys shift Q on the enemy, he basically stays with them for 10 seconds. So it will look something like this if you press shift Q on the enemy with the red target like this. And then now they have like a bubble on them, and then for 10 seconds they're basically debuffed. And so their movement speed is minus 50%, attack casting speed is also minus 50%. So it's very nice skill for, 3v3 fights or 1v1 fights. You always want to cast these onto the enemy basically, and then whenever it's up, shift Q again and put the bubble on them and distract them. Next skill we're going to talk about is lava field, which is pressing E. And so if you press E, it basically makes a lava on the field and gives lots of damage. So this is really good for, Calphion locations for grindings in Elvia server, because there's lots of mobs around there in, Sawnails, Giants, Hex. So if you just put that on the field, they just burn and give a lots of damage. And so Awakening Wizard is where it's at for, siege grinding locations. There are many ways and many ideas to give enemies CCs, but one of them can be something like this, which is teleport, and then WF, and if WF did not CC them, then you guys can finish it with Shift F. So it will look something like this. And if that didn't work, Shift F, and then hopefully that will give them a bound. And then if they actually get bound, what you guys have to do is go close, right? You guys can give a nice grab, which is Q, and then after that doing a combo, which is Shift+RMB, for example. Another good engagement skill would be if you guys have a selected skill for Aqua Jail, it has a stiffness. And so it basically, if you have a teleport ready and go to the enemy, all you have to do is Shift+LMB and then try to get them stiffness. And if they actually get a stiffness, get a grab, and you guys know exactly what to do. Personally, for selected skills, I would use Aqua Jail because it has the shorter cooldown of 6 seconds, and then you have a higher chance of giving them more CCs versus using Bullet of Destruction, which is like basically 11 seconds in order to use it. So just like I mentioned in other videos, what you guys want to do for Wizard's Awakening as well is movement skills. And so for example, movement abilities can be something like teleports, right? And then the back teleports, side evasion, WF, W+RMB. Those can be all your movements. And then I meant by skill for the second one is using something with like super armor related. So Shift+LMB has a super armor, Shift F also has a super armor, SF also has a super armor. And then it doesn't even have to be super armor as well. You guys can also use something with forward guard as well, which is Chilling Wave, which is down LMD/RMB, right? And use that on your skill as well for movement skill. And so yeah, like those are the strategy that you guys want to do for PvPs. This is what it will look like if you guys do movement skill and then actually land the CC, and then you guys can do like a burst damage like this. So we do movement skill, and let's say that we actually catch them off guard with Shift F. Now what we want to do is QS and then E, and then after that Shift+RMB and then hold RMB for that juicy 4 combo. And then we want to press SF, and then if you have time and if enemy has no grab, Shift F with WF again. And then let's say that we actually got a grab, is basically same combo that I showed you guys previously. And so yeah, you try to use that combo and then try it out on your PvP fights. That's about it with Awakening Wizard for part 1 tutorial guide. And so yeah, just keep in mind if you guys go main, there is also healing and stuff like that you guys can also use. However, I just want to talk about that on my Succession Wizard. And so yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give a like and subscribe if you do so. And then we'll catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.